So it's Tuesday, it's our day off, and we decided to head to the grocery store for a little bit because we had to pick up a couple of things. And then we are actually going to take Violet to the park. We think it's nice out. I think it's nice out. Remy doesn't think it is.
It's 40 degrees out.
It's nice out. The sun is warm, so I figured getting a little sunlight would be good for her. So we might go to the park or we might go to the library. We haven't decided yet, but we want to have her just go play and explore and have a good time. So, you want to talk about anything, hon?
No.
That's it?
Yeah.
I was going to talk about the program that I actually launched. So Remy launched his Sacred Earth Blessings. Why don't you tell them what's coming up though with that, because you just decided something today.
Yeah. So I teach on the weekends, and so I have some time off, and I decided that those dates that I have off, we are going to go towards a beach or a river or a lake in the surrounding areas and set up grids there. So I am making a few posts right now about those dates that people can sign up for. I did my very first Sacred Earth Blessing over the weekend, and so I'll try to throw a picture of here of the Polaroid that I did, and it was a lot of fun, and it felt good to kind of like connect to the land and see what's up and like work with what was there for me, which you guys will be able to either see now or see before, or I'll just flash it when I edit the video.
Yeah, it was really pretty. But with the cacao that I'm actually doing, I'm excited about it because I've decided to have it centered around like the feminine energy and awakening and really embodying the feminine energy. I know, honey. And so far, it's just turned out really, really beautifully. And we had quite a few people sign up. I think I'm just going to kind of keep the doors open and keep kind of adding things into the course and just having a really good time with sharing what is in there. And I'll talk a little bit about what's in there. So it really is centered around like re-establishing your connection or your partnership with the elements and with Mother Earth, the moon, the wind, all these, when we think about the 5 elements, to me, it's like I want to help people understand like how to utilize and work with those elements, because they are within you and they're within every cell of your body. So when we get really separate from that or really imbalanced, we start to feel isolated or alone or disconnected, lost, indecisive. And what's beautiful about learning how to work with these elements is you can then find ways to feel connected all the time, like just to be at a natural state of connection. So in this cacao journey, it's 6 months long, but we do 1 cacao journey per month, and it really is for like a self-healing space for everyone, because cacao has been such a transformative plant ally for me in my journey that I couldn't wait to share that with everyone else. So if you guys are interested, we'll make sure to put a little tag on there in this video so you can see it, but it's been a blast. I'll talk a little bit more about the cacao journey because there is something really important that came up, and I think it's important to talk about. Early wake up day this week because I got in all my workouts and right on track with everything. So feeling good about that. But heading in today, I've equally taken just as much rest. So it's been a really, really nice balance. And I'm noticing how much more it serves me than me actually pushing myself through workouts and pushing myself through work. So it's been good. But today is a lifting day and we are working from home today. Actually, all of my teas and herbs and everything are in. So I'm going to be working on some teas and getting them up online to be for sale for our apothecary, which is just like super, super exciting. I've been trying to get that going for, I can't even tell you how long, and I just have not had the time to get it done. And in doing so, I also had started my Awaken the Feminine, my cacao journey, or the cacao journey, and it's been going really well. I'm really, really proud of this journey and just program, and a lot of people are going through it right now, and it's just been really great. So I'm really excited. So I'm going to be recording some more content for that course as well, and just kind of enjoying the day. I think it's actually going to be warm out. I think we're going to take Violet to the park, so it's going to be a really nice day. Me and I also have another exciting announcement, which I'm going to wait until we're together to share it. I don't want to just share it by myself. But also, there's been like so much change that's been going on, and I wanted to share just a little bit of it because I think a lot of us can probably resonate to this. And it's when we're actually like doing the work. And what I mean by doing the work is like we're actively doing the healing and the self-awareness and just like having the tough conversations that we need. Or, you know, when I think about healing, there's this whole other side to it of like intellectually we can understand, energetically we can be releasing things, but I think there's this whole other like applying what we're learning to our lives, and it's almost in like the action part of it. So it's like it's very multi-layered, but there's this time where like, you know, we have to then stand in that healing. We have to stand in who we are, and sometimes that goes against behaviors and beliefs that we used to use that like served us before that don't anymore. So if it's like standing up for yourself when, you know, maybe you didn't before, or setting a boundary when maybe you haven't, you know, ever done that before. That to me is what I mean about like applying. There's a step in healing where it's like actually applying it to your life and allowing that to then kind of ripple effect and shift things around. And that's exactly what's been happening over here on my end. I had that sort of massive release and understanding back in September, and since then it's just been like tough conversation after tough conversation after tough conversation. And honestly, my nervous system was just like, we're good. Like I don't know if I can take much more. But the last conversation I had was actually with one of my brothers, and honestly, it felt like something had ended. It felt like there's just like a chunk of the story or the journey has ended, and I just had like immense pride in myself, and it's gonna make me cry now. It's too early to cry. And it was just a moment of reflection, you know, of like how far I've come and how over time, like how much I've really deepened like my own love for myself and self-respect. And sometimes that means like letting people go and letting, you know, people that, you know, you loved go, or letting a life go. And it's just been it's been tough, but it's been really liberating. So, hey everyone. So we are enjoying the day outside, even though it's kind of cold out right now, but we wanted to show you what we're kind of up to because we have some exciting things that we're doing. Little Munchkin here. You want to say hi, Vi? She has had some yogurt, so she has a mustache. And we have Remy in here, the cool dad.
First time dad.
Making our burgers. Do you want to tell them about your grill, hon? How excited you are?
Well, as I said in the last video, this was gifted to me by my brother, but we lived in a small apartment, so we didn't really have anywhere to cook. And now that we are here,
we have space.
I am cooking the shit out of everything up here.
Yeah, we did bacon in the morning. We're going to try some eggs. We did broccoli.
I'm seasoning it so we can do the eggs so it doesn't mess up the eggs. But yeah.
So we're just kind of hanging out.
We were trying to do carne asada out here, but we needed to cook it very quickly, and it was still kind of frozen in the middle, so I just used the oven instead.
Yeah.
Still came out great though.
So Violet likes to kind of hang out here, and she just brought me her little bowl, so she wants a snack. So I'm gonna go get her a snack. Right, Bob? And Beatrice is out there. We're gonna go play with Bea. Oh, there we go. I'm also going to be planting my little seedlings. Look at how well they're doing. So starting from the right, we have tomato, moving over to kale, and then we have all calendula and kale over here. Go ahead, bud, grab it. No, not that. Okay. And what happened was Violet, I think it's the chamomile seeds and the kale seeds, when they were in the little container, she actually picked them up and dropped them all on the floor. This was like months ago when I started them. So I tried to like re-put them back in, and I've been watering them, but no sprouts have come up. So I think it just kind of disrupted the seeds from sprouting. So I'm still going to start some, but it's going to be a little bit later in the year. So right now I need to get them in the actual planters because they are actually ready. They're ready to be planted. Even though it's not super like warm out, it's still kind of cold. They've kind of outgrown where they're at. So I'm going to do that today too. Another exciting moment. I don't know if you can tell. I had energy work done today. I had a nice healing session done today, and I haven't had energy work in a minute. And I feel like revitalized. So I've gotten so much done this afternoon. It's been just amazing. And also I've been just like I said, making changes in my day-to-day and my schedule, and it's been greatly supporting just my energy and my mental health and physical health and all of that. So in doing that, I finally am getting the online apothecary ready. So I have these blends of herbal teas that will eventually branch out into a couple of other plant medicines. Cacao being one of them. I would like to do some tinctures, just a couple, just to support women's health. But the teas and the herbal blends that I have here that I've created are to support women's health and healing, honestly. I have one in there for anxiety and to help calm the heart and calm the nervous system. And that's for anyone, not just women. But then I have like a new mom's tea. I have a lactation tea, women's wellness, one to help the moon cycle, women's moon cycle, and just stuff like that. So I can't wait. This is like a labor of love. And I've been having so much fun creating, which is so different from what I used to do. Like it was always just produce and with work, it was always like grinding and pushing and forcing and just heavily in that masculine. So it feels good to just have fun. Like there's no pressure on it. It's strictly just fun. And it's like I'm sharing a piece of, a part of me with everyone. And it's just really liberating. So thank you guys for listening. So when you guys are ready, we have some online orders. You guys are kind of like the first to know, I think, actually, when this episode comes out. So online orders will be up soon. So if you're interested, you know where to find us. So this is actually really exciting. These planter boxes we actually got made last season. And I had my chamomile, my tomatoes, the calendula. I had all of that in here because I have a couple of them, and they did really well. So I'm actually going to be using this box again, and then I'm going to plant some of the tomatoes and the kale over in the other side of the yard. So what I think I'm going to be doing in here is the calendula, and actually Rodrigo and Remy had mentioned to keep them in like eggshells. And they are like perfectly, like they're so easy to transfer over. So I'm going to plant all of those in here and see how they do. I'm like so excited about this. Trying to be as gentle as I can be. Don't want to disrupt them. I always feel like it's so traumatic when you're like replanting them back in. So I'm going to keep working on these and I'll show you guys how. Alright, so here are those. I think they're going to do pretty well. They feel good. They're pretty strong. Like I said, I was trying to be as gentle as possible. I ended up breaking a little bit of the shell just so like the roots can really expand once they're in there. So I'm just going to kind of move things around a little bit, but I think they're going to do well. Okay, so over here we have this beautiful like little bed, and I tried to clear out over here a little bit, I did find these, and I was afraid to move them. And when I picked them up, it looked like they were sweet potatoes. So I actually put them back. I need to check if those, like what Rodrigo wants me to do with those, because I don't want to just move them. This is his little garden. I'm not sure if he used it last year or not, but I just want to be respectful of it. Look at how beautiful this is. I could not disturb this little ecosystem over here. It like would break my heart to like move everything and all this like beautiful growth. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet, but what I did do is I started to clear out this space over here. So I'm going to be planting the kale and a little bit of tomatoes, and we'll see how they kind of do. And then over here, I just pulled out my little herbology app, and that is called Bluebell. I think it's a Bluebell. But apparently it was used by the Cherokee for a couple of different like medicinal ailments. So I'm actually going to Google that more and see what we could possibly use that for. So that was really cool. And it's apparently very healthy. So I'm just going to see like what this is exactly used for, if there's anything we can do with it. It was very pretty. Hey everyone, welcome back. We're just out here enjoying a little bit of time outside while the weather is pretty nice. It's a little chilly, but the sun's out and the baby just went down for a nap. So
It's like 40 degrees out.
yeah, but that's nice for the Midwest. So we have, I think earlier in the video I talked about how Remy and I had like an exciting announcement. And the last couple of days, we keep going back and forth on the announcement. So we don't know if we're actively going to just share it just yet, because we're kind of in the middle of making the decision. And obviously, we want to make sure we feel totally settled in the decision we're making before we share the exciting news with all of you.
Basically, we're just extremely indecisive. The two choices we have are both
in this case
great. Yeah, they're both great options for what we want. The outcome is going to be the same. It's just the two
journey.
Options are different approaches.
Yeah.
Which kind of leads to the other thing that we wanted to talk about, which was our YouTube videos. I know they've kind of just been behind the scenes of our lives, and most of it has been work related, and we have like a little bit of our lives and which is usually like taking care of ourselves or doing new things or going to the gym, but we're gonna kind of start to reformat it, I guess you could say. Plus we got I got sick, and then I got sick again, and then she got sick, and then we also launched our newest service, and we've just really been working on the back end for Healing Arts Academy, which is
what we're going to talk about in a minute. But really, when we started the YouTube, it was more or less just to like share a part of ourselves and just have like a really beautiful creative outlet for ourselves. And we love it. We love doing this. And now as we're doing it more, we're like, okay, we want to fine tune a couple of things and how we're kind of showing up on here. So I think that's what Remy's talking about as far as like the content or what we're going to be kind of sharing with you guys moving forward might be just a little bit different. So we're excited about that.
Yeah,
So
definitely not like hour-long ones either. Because
I don't know, I like the long ones, but
yeah, you guys let us know. No one's commented yet.
Yeah.
But our first comment we're going to be very excited for.
but everyone really seems to be like liking the videos. People have been loving the videos, and just hearing the feedback is like
In person,
really,
yeah.
really wonderful. So yeah. So in the next little bit, we're going to talk about Healing Arts Academy and like what we have been working really, really hard on. So Remy, do you want to talk a little bit more about the Sacred Earth Blessings?
Yes, I do. So I'm gonna, after this clip, I'm gonna show you guys the clip that I created for the website, which kind of goes into what it is. But I wanted to give you guys the behind the scenes, which is Sacred Earth Blessings is something that came to me in a vision. I know we've talked about this before, but Angelica and I have a very deep connection to Mother Earth. And so when I first... So this has kind of been like my whole life. Like I was raised in, Native American traditions, both South America and North America. So it's just something that I've had my whole life. Animal medicine is something that's been dear to me, which is one of the things that I teach. Is how I do a lot of my readings. And so when I met Angelica, when I manifested Angelica, because I wanted someone that shares that connection to those traditions, but more specifically to Mother Earth and nature. So a few years ago, I was working with my Mesa, which you guys kind of saw the feeding ceremony for that. And I went out and I connected to Mother Earth, and she's like, you need to share your teachings. And I was like, oh, okay. And of course, I was young and dumb, and so I was like, let me start a TikTok and start sharing the animal medicine, which I did, and it kind of blew up a little bit. I got up to like 5,000 followers or so, and I loved it. I just pulled cards and I expressed what the animal medicine was, and then if anyone had questions, I just kind of interacted with them. But then later on, I started teaching the shamanic apprenticeship at the shop, and little by little, the TikTok kind of calmed down.
Phased out.
Yeah, only because I would end up using up a lot of my time on TikTok. So I was like, let me kind of stop this. There's always going to be that little part of me that like wants to be popular because I wasn't popular in school. But I was like, teaching in person, it really is it for me. Cut to last year, I kind of had another connection with Mother Earth where that vision came in of me going out and creating these unique grids that allows Mother Earth to connect with us, humans, clients. And so that offering is based off of creating a connection that allows us to share energy with Mother Earth and then get that energy back. And it's really, I don't know, I want to say it's helpful for everybody. It's kind of like when you get a gift for your mom. Like, everyone does it out of love, and moms always give out of love too. So by creating that connection, Mother Earth now has a way of sending you that love specifically. And so I was like, what are we gonna, like, I saw this information and I was like, what do I do? What do I call it? And so I talked to Angelica about it, and she loved it, and I was like, all right, so that's what I was working on for that whole time and then I'll post a picture after the clip where I kind of explained the same thing, of the very first Sacred Earth Medicine or Sacred Earth Blessing grid that I made. The other beautiful part about it is it all goes with the flow of Earth.
The cycles.
So
seasons.
There's the spring, there's summer, there's fall, and there's winter, and they all have their own energy. And Sacred Earth Blessings also kind of helps you connect with that rhythm and grow with it. So as you align yourself with it, it becomes a lot of fun, and life just becomes better because, yeah, like winter isn't really the time to get into action and start doing a bunch of stuff. It's the time to like go within and reflect and plan, and yeah.
Well, it's interesting, as he was talking, a dragonfly was floating around here. Did you see it? Yeah. So do you want to talk about dragonfly medicine? Because that was a message. I'm taking that as a message.
Why don't you talk about dragonfly medicine?
Well, and she's back over here. She's literally like just floating just back and forth over here. Well, and it's interesting too.
I hope the camera got that. Just like dragonfly and butterfly, they're really erratic when you think about like how they move. So it's like it can be erratic energy, and or maybe this is more for butterfly, so correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a lot with like the mental plane. Like sometimes it's like a lot of overthinking and things like that. But I know dragonfly is a sign of how do I say that? Not the possibilities of the future, but like being able to pull those manifestations through from like the other side, or like being able to the dream world. So like being able to connect with dreams and things that you want to create here and bringing it in, like the potential is there, which is beautiful that came through for the Sacred Earth Blessings, because I think that's just a beautiful validation of the journey that we're on. But in addition to that, I always love how Remy explains it, because dragonfly would point to like the not the evolution, the way in which you do it. So like if you want to build a house, you have to first have the land. So it's like practicality. It's almost like getting yourself out of like the clouds, where it's like, okay, this is a dream, this is beautiful, but like how do we then start this? We have to go to the base of creating the foundation, getting the wood, getting the beams, and then like building off of there. Would that be accurate?
Yeah.
What else do you want to add?
So to simplify it, dragonfly is the keeper of the door to the dream world, basically.
Okay,
and
shaman.
It's just
I'm kidding.
it's a very long way. She's right. You're absolutely right. But dragonfly has the ability to bring things in from the dream world, or the world of illusion, into the reality. So it's true that dragonfly presenting itself says, okay, this is something that you can bring into reality, but you have to make sure that you are grounded and getting everything ready in the real world in order for it to come in. So when she was talking about the house, like if we want to manifest a mansion and we plan everything out, all the cabinets, all the hallways, all the bathrooms, bidets, because I love bidets, it's not going to mean anything if we don't start preparing things here. So what she means is like, okay, if we want a house, where are we going to build this house? We need land,
finances
for it.
in order, like all that kind of stuff. So that is a nice little guidance. Little nudge.
And the other
from
end
nature.
is dragonfly also represents air, which represents the mind. So overthinking is another thing where we have to kind of like ground ourselves and like really
bring it,
be like,
rein
okay.
it in.
Yeah. So you're right.
Okay. All right. Good. So we've also had this like incredibly large shift. I feel like, or at least we both have. And I've talked about it earlier, but I've really dramatically shifted my schedule around because my bandwidth, ever since becoming a mom, like my level of energy is just very, it's different. So you have to kind of, what did you call it? I think Remy called it like the hardships of motherhood. And I mean that with like the most loving way I could possibly say that, because there really are like certain sacrifices or decisions that you have to make when you are a mom, because there's so much that's asked of you and required of you as a mom that like some things have to shift in order to accommodate that. So with my energy levels and my attention and my just mental capacity not being as much as I had when I was like single on my own with zero responsibilities other than Beatrice, I've had to really alter like how much I'm giving to people and how much I'm like using up, because I was getting so depleted throughout the weeks that I didn't have any energy or time for my family. And this was like the whole reason that Remy and I is like the one thing that we talked about like right when we had gotten together and when we had talked about kids. It's like the way in which we want to raise Violet and the lifestyle that we want to have. It was just like I was doing everything that was totally against that, while simultaneously really sharing and learning about women's wellness and the feminine energy and how that's really been really brought up within me because of motherhood. I've been sharing it a lot with so many people, and really that kind of being like that fine tuning of how I want to continue helping people. I have to walk the walk. So I can't walk around, totally neglecting that feminine side and that creativity and that rest and relaxation and patience and intuition. So it really has gone against a lot of old patterns that I had. To really take time to reflect and really ask myself like what it is that I want to do and how I want to use my energy and where I want to put my attention. So with that being said, the Cacao Awakening the Sacred Feminine online, it's like a 6-month, 6-part journey. I'm just having so much freaking fun with it because I feel like it's a way to share in which a way that I've never shared with others before. And I love the container of the 6 months because it allows actual change and transformation to take place as long as people have the patience and the commitment to themselves to do it. So within that, we talk a lot about the elements and how to rebalance the elements within us and our connection to the elements. So it really is kind of going on a transformative cellular level and simultaneously deepening your connection with nature. So intuition and just that feeling of safety and stability is just like totally amplifying. So I feel like every time I think about, like this morning, we were just talking about it. I was in the bathroom doing something, getting ready. We were about to leave, and I was like, this is the lifestyle that I've been craving. Like, this is why I've been working the way I have in order to create this. And it was like just allowing myself to really step into it. So we've been having like beautiful time together. We've been working really hard.
Yeah.
Because sometimes seasons call for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Real quick, ever since the video where we went carnivore-ish, we've been feeling better.
We've been feeling a lot
We've
better.
been sleeping better. We've had
God.
more energy.
Our quality of sleep, our
Yeah.
moods, our emotions.
Yeah.
I
So,
mean, it's kind of been, it's been
Barbara, I think we
talked about her. Yeah,
Did we
yeah.
tag her in it?
Vital Health. I think so.
Give the information.
Vital Health. She's in Orland Park, Illinois. We love her. She has about a 6-month wait list. She's phenomenal. We go see her every 6 months. So we love her.
Yeah.
She's
and
great.
That little shift has helped us so much. So much inflammation has just
Oh my God,
gone away.
gone away.
Yeah. Like I feel
Yeah.
way better.
Their quality of sleep is so good. Like us wearing our Whoop straps, we're just getting so much better quality sleep. So.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we're at. We're officially then kind of launching the apothecary portion because in addition to all the healing that we offer and the educational side of things with the academy is we really want to continue with the self-healing and the support for all of our clients and those who are kind of seeking it. So the apothecary and the merchandise and all of the like
Oh yeah,
fun.
we got merch. Oh,
We have merch, yeah.
There's a
We're having
mug.
so much fun, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of where we've been. That's kind of like a little update. And like I said, we're going to be fine-tuning things. And I think the one thing, like the big takeaway that I want to say is like, if you have an idea or a dream or a manifestation, just start it because you learn. It's like you have to start it in order to learn how to actually get there. So like the first step is just starting wherever it is, even if you think you're not ready, even if you don't know what it's going to look like, even though like, because when you're on the journey, you change things so many times. Like as a business owner, you're constantly adjusting and shifting things, and that's the beauty of it. So if you're wanting to start something, just start and allow yourself to experience it and learn on the journey of it. That makes sense, right?
I wasn't listening.
No, thanks. Okay.
Yeah, it makes
Well,
sense.
is there anything else you want to say before we kind of close up?
No, that's it. I think I covered everything, so I may or may not add the clip at the end of this. And if we accidentally miss a week where we don't update anything, just know it's because we've been kind of busy with things. So the next week we will upload. So I want to try to get this one done and uploaded as much as I can. Sorry, hold on. Go get it. But just know, yeah, we're going to keep updating. So hopefully we'll have some more good stuff next week.
Yeah. I mean, this is good stuff too, but yeah. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.